Well, there are thousands of Bahamians living with breast, prostate, ovarian, and other forms of cancer, and many more who don't even know they're suffering from the disease. So to encourage those persons affected by the illness to keep the faith, members of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas invited Bishop Simeon Hall to speak to their monthly meeting this week. Bishop Hall said while there is no known cure for cancer, as a pastor, he'll continue to pray for the spiritual healing of the families whose lives have been touched by this terminal illness.
I am safe within the mark to assert that there is hardly a Bahamian who has not had a family member sick or who died of cancer. The prevalence of cancer throughout our land is one of the greatest threats to Christian faith in the love and power of our God. Persons who are cancer victims as well as family members are wrestling with the polemical questions of human suffering. The problem of sickness, in its multitudinous forms, demands that Christian pastors speak biblically and clearly about sickness, healing, and even death.
Now, on a personal level, Reverend Hall talked about how cancer affected his family as two of his sisters-in-law succumbed to the illness.
I recall so vividly the cancerous death of my two sisters-in-law. The first was at a time when Mrs. Hall was pregnant with our last child. We embraced life at two critical extremes, birth and death. Mrs. Hall attended her oldest sister's funeral just a few days before giving birth to our last child, Sanderia. The joy and ecstasy of a new arrival was punctuated by the gloom of the death of a dearly beloved sister. We live much of life just like that.